Beep boop.
If you want some, you want a piece of me? Come get some. You got it! Yeah, Hulk Hogan!
It's gotta be special.
M2J.
Hey, Staten Italy.
Denny Loves.
This show is so stupid.
Owen Hart has left the building.
Shawn Michaels Burge.
Feel the power!
Welcome to the very best fan-made wrestling podcast in the world today.
Oh crap, Roman Reigns is gonna talk. Go to commercial.
Doing the job.
Doing the job.
Tuesday.
I know how to do the job.
Doing the job podcast.
Tuesday.
Doing the job.
You're here.
Doing the job.
Doing the job.
That's so stupid.
This is Doing the Job.
Once again, another Tuesday night, 8 p.m.-ish, Central, not Central, Eastern. I'm all out of it today. This whole struggle of getting the show up and running has been taxing.
The struggle.
Welcome to the struggle of week-to-week pro wrestling business. Oh, man.
I'm M2J.
I'm Denny Luggs, taking a swig for the working man.
Oh, do the same thing. Good reminder.
Yeah.
My Andy Kaufman koozie.
You have an Andy Kaufman koozie.
Yeah.
Did that come in the new wrestling box crate?
It did, which was my least favorite one, I think, so far.
Yeah, it didn't sound too good. I actually received it, but it is at my girlfriend's house. Mm-hmm. That one. That one, the blonde one.
Right.
She has it. She told me about the innards, and I didn't sound too impressed.
The blonde one told you about the innards of a box.
Of her box.
We are,
What's in the box?
We are through the looking glass now, people.
Yeah, we made it. I did a 360, brother. Anyway. Finger poke of doom stuff, apparently, right?
There was 2 finger pokes of doom things. Finger poke of doom things. And then there was a Mick Foley
Butts in
Sacco.
seats.
Yeah.
Something that said butts in its seats, which is funny because those things happened on the very same night.
Right. So 3 of the items revolved around the same night. And then there was Andy Kaufman and the Undertaker streak, which was a lanyard, which who the fuck wants lanyards? Does anybody ever want lanyards ever? That's my question.
Like, I got one in the Star Wars box that Danielle got for me, and I put my keys on it, That's it.
Now you don't need any more lanyards.
Yeah, well, I come home from work, I hang it up on a hook. That's where my keys go.
I wonder if I don't know. I really just dislike lanyards, but you're using one. I guess the tiebreaker would be the senior analyst of analyzation, the white meat babyface with a hell of a drop kick, Shawn Michaels Burge.
Spoiler: he has one.
Spoiler, yeah, and it's funny because I agree with you that lanyards are totally useless, yet
Stupid.
I've had the same faded D-Generation X lanyard from 1998 that Denny and I were together for in the Staten Island Mall.
Yes,
Which
that's
goes
why
to
I
show,
knew he still had it.
I still have it on my keys, which goes to show that I never lose my keys, for one thing. And second thing is that I don't really know what the second thing is, but but I have that one lanyard, and it's like I'm a creature of habit, so like it could have been like anything on that lanyard, and if I have it on there, I'll just keep it forever until I die. So it's just going to stay there until either I lose my keys or I die.
Well, I think that's kind of the point. Is
passed on to the kids and your kids' kids.
Once you have a lanyard, you're pretty much set for life with that lanyard.
DX.
Yeah, so that lanyard's just going to stay with me until I just die.
Yeah. What I was trying to make a joke about your kids passing it down to each generation with the holy lanyard, but whatever.
Each D-generation.
D-generation.
Each D. Very clever. Speaking of D-Generation X, we lost a founding member this week.
So, if out of the 3 remaining founding members, if you would have had a bet on any of the 3, what were the odds of Chyna? Like,
oh, she was the highest of those 3.
She was the highest.
Like, easily. Like, you would have had a bet, like $100 to win, like, what, $5?
Yeah, she was the odds-on favorite out of the clean living Triple H, the newly clean living Shawn Michaels, and not the. I mean, I don't want to say anything disparaging about her, about Joni Laurer now that she's passed on. But I mean, she did a lot of damage to her body. She was doing drugs. She was a mess. She was
any loss is tough, but it's not like it was a surprise.
It's not the shock.
Yeah,
it's the same thing when Whitney Houston died. And everyone's like, "Oh my god!" It's like, dude, she was crackhead. You know what I mean?
I remember Whitney Houston.
Yeah, she did drugs all the time. So, well, what are you gonna do?
Chyna lost her thunder to Prince like a few hours later.
Yeah, hours later. Like, Jesus, man. Like, that's rough, man. Prince, I never would have thought Prince was going anywhere anytime soon.
It was weird because on the radio a couple days prior, I had heard that he had to stop his tour or he had to cancel tour dates because of some kind of sickness he was going through. And the person I was listening to on the radio made it seem like it was pretty much nothing, like kind of like a cold or some other BS nonsense.
The rumor is AIDS. The rumor is AIDS.
Really?
Prince?
That's the rumor.
Rumor?
I'm not. I'm not going to confirm that because that's serious, and I'm not going to, say anything slanderous because I don't know if it's true or not. But I'm just saying that's just a rumor. I don't know if I believe it, but you never know. I mean, look, these things happen. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
it's a shame. It's terrible. It's a terrible virus. And
we got to learn from them and not. Well, don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, don't do drugs. Wrap up your Jimmy. Try not to sleep with someone who is unsavory looking. That's
just unsavory looking.
Yeah, just unsavory looking. It's like, they look clean.
Remember,
That's
kids,
okay.
if they look clean, they probably are.
If they don't look clean, make sure you check in between. Anyway, Monday Night Raw.
My brain just came to a screeching halt on how I can even answer that, and I said, you know what? Let's just move on.
I guess let's talk about the main angle that I want to ask the two of you guys. Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, the intriguery that we brought up last week, is it still at the very same level of intriguery?
I believe, if not the same, a little more so. I loved the ending of Monday Night Raw.
Oh, I didn't watch. What happened?
Oh, well, that's fantastic.
Well, before we talk about the ending, hold on a minute, player.
Well, I watched. Let me rephrase. I watched most of Raw. I just turned it off as soon as Roman Reigns' music came on.
Oh, let's just clarify real quick. This just in from the newsroom. Prince overdosed on Percocets.
Oh, Percocets are excellent. I highly recommend everybody listening to the show takes Percocet at least once in your life.
No, don't. No. Painkillers can be addicting. Do not do that unless you are prescribed by a doctor.
Well, just take them once and be done with it.
Do not take painkillers unless they are prescribed by a doctor.
It's easy to get prescription of things.
Okay. Don't listen to me. I don't know anything about medicine or anything.
Just because you work with it on a day-to-day basis and administer it doesn't mean you know anything about it, Denny. Don't be silly.
Oi to the
You
bay.
think I know the first thing about computers? Jeez, I just hit the damn thing until it starts working. And I go, I'm a technician.
Sean, Mr. Roman Reigns, tell us how this night began, at least in terms of Roman Reigns.
Or as the
Roman
Jews
Reigns
start off
too,
Passover, why is this night different than every other night?
Yeah, why is it? I don't know.
Well, it's just the lamb's blood on the door because the never mind.
Is that what they put in Manischewitz?
It's not what they put in Manischewitz.
Hold on. I need a weekly Manischewitz update. Have we heard back from Manischewitz Company?
We have not.
Oh, God damn it.
So I think in the way we used to have the Denny Lugs Tumblr report, we need the Manischewitz doing the job report or something like that.
Yeah, can we have some typical Jewish music? Like, what's that song? What's that song? What's that Jewish song?
Hava Nagila?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. The Hava Nagila.
That's the one.
And I feel like I got to just get the same drop, but instead it's just me doing a Jewish voice being like, Danny Lugs or M2J with the Manischewitz report. Oy vey.
And then it still has the moo, and then just oi. Hey.
Or I put a pig in there and then I go, that's unclean.
Yes. That's the one.
The show is so stupid.
Oh. Pretty dumb. So let's see. So right. Well, actually, you want to just talk about Shane O'Mac opening up the show once again? We have
so we're done with Reigns and Styles.
No, well, I mean, to get to how that started, I think you need to mention that Shane came out and Stephanie came out, and in a sentence it was just, "Oh, I'm in charge. Oh, you're not in charge for long. Okay, well, Vince is going to decide at Payback who's in charge." And
basically,
he throws Stephanie out. So it was good to see the Authority back in some fashion, only because you need like that conflict, that friction, to create something.
Right. So in more news of what we've been talking about and what everybody's been talking about, how the Undertaker-Shane match didn't matter at all. Shane's been in charge, as we know, and then, like you said, Vince is going to just decide who controls Raw between Stephanie and Shane. Like, it's funny that's even a decision at all, but it's intriguing, and at the moment, I'm not going to lie, I only have one buy or sell for you guys tonight, because I really haven't thought of anything else, because we've discussed so many other things over the past few weeks, so I'm just going to flat out ask it. We don't even need a buy or sell segment. Let's just do it. Buy or sell. Here's some thought. There is a brand split coming out of Payback.
Oh boy. Man.
Sell.
It's Shevitz.
Man, oh Shevitz. Matt, are you saying sell?
I'm saying sell.
Man. All right. In the interest of intriguery, the IOI, as I call it now, just made it up, I will buy.
All right, now, and that's just in the interest of intriguery, because in
the interest of intriguery.
My fast analyzation of the situation is I would probably sell the statement, but I'm certainly raising an eyebrow simply because we've now reached a point, it's something I've mentioned many times on the show. We have such an influx of talent all of a sudden that in order for everybody to kind of get on the show and have an important role to themselves, it wouldn't be shocking at all to have a brand split, because now we have, not only do we have the roster size, but we have the talent to support two separate shows. Three, if you count NXT.
I agree with everything that you're saying. Your scenario presumes that we keep Stephanie McMahon on television in some capacity, whereas what I hope happens is she goes away and never returns, and then that's it.
But they're not booking for Matthew Josephson, unfortunately.
Yeah, but they should be.
Right. That's what you hope, but what's going to happen? I mean, you can see that where they just split them up and say, Vince does the thing. Well, I can't believe it, but Shane, you've been doing a great job of running Raw, and Stephanie, you're my daughter, so we're going to split this down the middle.
Yeah, but did you watch Raw for the last 3 years?
I have, yes.
What is it you guys like to say? It was the brutal stinks. I think I've heard you.
What's that phrase? Hashtag brutal stinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Matt, you're thinking too much of just what exactly we want and what we think is best. Which I agree with you, Matt. But I don't think it's going to. Stephanie's not leaving
what we
television.
Want is what is best.
Right. I know, but that's not what's going to happen.
I'm not even particularly thinking that it's because they're going to think that people are tired of seeing the Authority. I think if this happens, it's because there's such an influx of talent, like I said, that they'll be able to say, okay, well, you're going to be my main star of SmackDown, and you can run this, and you'll have half and half. Now, what if we have a situation where he decides they're both going to run Raw together, and then we have that babyface heel dynamic of two people in charge, kind of like
Steve Austin and Eric Bischoff.
Austin and Bischoff, yeah. What if they do something like that?
I don't want any of this
with the two of them. What'd you say?
I don't want any of this. I just want there to be. I don't even think there really needs to be anybody running Raw. They could just be there should be a ranking system that's doesn't have to be talked about. It could just be well, these guys wrestle each other now because that's how it goes. These guys wrestle each other because that's how it goes.
Well, there's always someone that had to be there to say, because even Jack Tunney back in the day, he wasn't out there as a character every week.
He only stepped in when something happened.
When you needed to say something.
When he'd be ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the press.
Do you think that was a better idea? Just kind of things just happened and you just because that's how they set it up, the guys behind the scenes. And if something needed to be addressed, it would just cut to, there he is, just sitting behind the desk, and he addresses it.
Yeah, I liked him sitting behind his desk. I mean, first of all, how cool.
I was going to say, kind of like William Regal in NXT.
Yeah, he's not out there every week, but when something needs to be addressed, there he is handling it. Not you don't need someone to out there making every match and pushing their agenda and having the heels just, I don't know. I'm tired of the heels running the show. I'd rather just anything.
We had way too much heels running the show scenarios. But how cool was it to see Jack Tunney sitting at his desk with the WWF logo behind him? How cool was that? I miss Jack Tunney.
I miss Jack Tunney. May he rest in
R.I.P.
peace.
Jack Tunney. I love Jack Tunney.
But do you guys think, though, if there
Jack
is
Tunney.
a brand split, do you think we return to 2 world champions?
No.
No.
No,
I don't think so. No.
Because, I mean, I have a theory that I don't think so because I wouldn't want them to. But do you think that maybe they would do a brand split given this whole storyline that's going on because they feel, well, Roman's our guy. He's not over. People boo him. But what if we gave people a choice? You can watch champion Roman Reigns on this show, and then you can watch the champion like your AJ Styles or the guys you like on this show over here.
I don't know.
It's not a no. I smell what you're cooking, but it would suck to have 2 champions again just because we had that for such a long time. And then not that it really means anything at the end of the day, but then it convolutes like the title history and
they put so much into like putting them both back together and everything.
Yeah.
By the way, I
miss Big Gold. I just want Big Gold back.
I was Googling pictures of Jack Tunney just now, and I found this. It's this hysterical picture. It's him with a bunch of WWF merchandise holding tickets, but he looks like menacingly evil right now.
Oh boy. That's scary. I don't want to see that.
I'm going to put it on the Facebook group. Facebook.com/group/doing the job. Anyway.
So what I was getting at is that we have that opening segment because Shane introduces AJ Styles, so we have their opening match where Styles is versus Sheamus. And when I saw there was Sheamus, I was very excited for that because I thought that Styles could have a great match with Sheamus, and I thought he did.
Yeah, good match.
Yeah, stick it in your pipe and smoke it, Sean.
I mean, it was perfectly fine. I wouldn't write home about it.
Did Sheamus go,
pipe.
I don't want none, fella.
No. I'm not even going to try to imitate that.
All right, you can't stand there, laddie.
So would you like to discuss this, the main event situation like you were about to earlier?
Yeah, well I think it's like the thing about this night is we usually like go out of order for where it see fits, but I feel like all this kind of like goes in order bit by bit throughout the night because like AJ has his match and doesn't the Boletos
Anderson and Gallows they appear. Yeah, they appear on the stage and support him, and then
right.
Then AJ Styles is in a backstage segment in an interview, and then they interrupt that again, and they kind of share a moment, so to speak.
Well, I have a major problem. Well, first of all, let me just add that Steve-O says about the Styles match. To all haters, Styles faces people who are not over to try to get them over. We all know he's awesome, but they'll have to parade him in front of everyone. So I think he's referring to the choice to use Sheamus against him. To me, I just feel like, oh well, here's a heel he can wrestle, but that's just my opinion. No,
yeah.
I have a major. This is very intriguing. I just have a major problem with the way the announcers are presenting this whole scenario. I feel like we're seeing one thing and the announcers are telling us something else, and I don't think it lines up. But here's the thing.
So tell us,
I will.
How do you?
After last week, they were saying that, oh, are they or aren't they in collusion because they attacked Roman Reigns, right? Look, Wrestling 101, good story, right? Are they really working with him? Is Styles bad? Is he going to cheat? What's the deal, right? So they showed them on the stage. They showed a scene where they were coming out of Styles' locker room. Again, Wrestling 101, are they or not? Or, are they working with him? So then they approach him backstage, and they say, hey, look, Styles isn't cool with everything, them attacking Roman and all that stuff. But he's like, hey, listen, we just have your back. We know that the Usos and Roman Reigns are going to do whatever they can to keep that title, and we're going to make sure that they don't screw you. So we have your back. And Styles is like, oh yeah, cool. He was happy with it. Yes, they're all buddy, and they all hugged on it. To me, I'm looking at that and I see, okay, they will be there with him at ringside, or they will be watching his back to make sure there's no funny business. So obviously they're all together in agreement on that, right? They immediately cut to the announcers to where JBL says, see, I told you he's working with them. And Byron goes, oh, you don't see it. It's not true until you see a smoking gun. And he's like, well, we'll see proof on the pay-per-view. I'm like, they just showed them all hugging. They're obviously okay.
I know the moment you're talking about, and I couldn't agree more because I was thinking the same thing. Like
it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
These announcers, and I mean, I don't even know if I should ever blame the announcers because it's what they're being told to say most of the time. But right, no, you're totally right on this. Like like you said, we just saw it.
We just saw them all hugging him. Like, okay, yeah, you have my back, cool.
What's the debate? Like
wow, it's not true. Like, and Byron was like
very adamant, like, it's like, you see a smoking gun. Like, what the fuck are you talking? Are you watching what's going on?
They don't watch what's going on.
Yeah, and it's like, you get these moments where I totally understand that's the whole dynamic of the announce team is that they disagree with each other, and that's the thing. But like they're at that point, they're disagreeing just for the sake of disagreeing.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Yeah, you're right.
Here's the easy tweak, the simple tweak. JBL says, look, I told you they're working together. All Byron had to say for it to make sense would be, well, that doesn't mean that they're going to, cheat or try to win by they're just friends. He's just watching his back. You know what I mean? That's all he had to say.
Right.
Because that's what we just saw. And like the whole intrigue is are they going to cheat to win the title? Are they bad? Like, are they going to be underhanded? Are they going to be like a faction in that respect? That's the thing we're worried about. Not that they're obviously friends. They're obviously watching each other's backs.
So to continue on in the night, so the more dynamic to the story, and I really am digging the story too. We get the Usos versus Anderson and Gallows. So it's their in-ring debut for Raw. And first before we get to the story, what do you guys think of their in-ring debut?
It was pretty good. I actually felt bad for the Usos. Like they were getting. I mean, they were getting.
I've said this before. They're like the old Sheamus of like when they're faces, but they always end up in a situation where they're going to get booed.
But they were getting an Usos suck chant to the tempo of the New Day Rocks chant.
Yeah, they were.
Okay, Steve-O again. I'm confused why the Usos are still faced. It just doesn't work anymore. And they do heel tactics. I never noticed that before.
Like what?
I don't know. He doesn't specify.
I'm interested. So Steve-O, let us know next week. What are the heel tactics? I'm curious about that too.
They were in the babyface corner.
They were. I'm in agreement with Steve-O. I don't know why they're faces still, because there's no point. I mean, they've been doing the same gimmick for a long time.
Well, the same could be said for Roman Reigns.
Yeah, even longer for the Usos though.
Well, hey, Sean. From my own notes, I want to say there was a segment actually before the Usos match where it was Roman and the Usos were watching AJ and Sheamus. And then when it cut to them backstage, they had a little exchange and a little promo, and the crowd was chanting, "We can't hear you."
Right.
Because Roman, like you admit to like every week, he doesn't He just doesn't have a speaking voice. No, he was really low and just soft.
Maybe you're right on this. I'm going to interrupt you. Maybe you're correct on this, but this happens all the time at live shows when there's a backstage segment. Like, how many shows have we been to where we can't hear Vince or anybody else in the back because of the audio?
That's fair.
Certain people, but there's certain people we could hear plenty good, like John Cena. You can always hear John Cena, and his name is John Cena. Speaking of it,
they turn his mic up all the time.
Speaking of, and his name is John Cena. He tweeted, he's like, "I'm coming back Memorial Day weekend." Or Memorial Day, buddy.
That was the next topic we're going to talk about. So we're on it. Let's just hit it now. We'll interrupt the other thing. Yeah, he'll be back Memorial Day at the end of May. So, what do you guys think he's doing right away?
I don't know.
Maybe he'll be the new GM.
Can we just be excited?
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah,
I'm very excited. I want to see what's next for John Cena.
He's going to do all the things that we've wanted to see happen in the last few months. He's going to
bang all the divas.
I was going to say he's going to bang AJ's booty hole, and
oh my goodness,
his supple white butt cheek.
He's going to turn Roman Reigns heel by himself. He's going to wave a magic wand, and Roman Reigns is like, "I'm going to go kill a bus full of children."
The short bus full of mentally challenged children.
He's gonna climb onto the bus and go, "Hey kids, make a wish." Pull the steering wheel the wrong way, and that'll be it.
Yeah, that was Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
Although I feel like he'd get like cheers for that.
Oh my god! If he killed younglings.
Oh boy.
And
they can give him the yellow contacts that the Siths get when they turn like super evil instead of the blue ones.
So instead of those fucking fake ass blue ones that he wears, so
that's his natural eye color. You stop it.
You
fuck right off, Sean.
I would love to book just like a one Monday Night Raw with no limits to what I could do, and just see if I completely ruin the company in one night or take it to an astronomical level. Like if you got a text, like if you were out, like you just were like, "I'm going to skip Monday Night Raw tonight," and you're out at a bar and you get a text, Roman Reigns just killed a bus full of children on Raw. Do you like immediately rush to a TV to watch Raw?
Immediately.
Yeah.
Yep. Gotta say
Must
immediately.
See TV. Must see television.
Man, it just seems like it's so easy to book things that people want to see. Why can't they do it?
Oh yeah,
So-
we've only got to kill a bus full of children to do it.
Oh Jesus! So before we move on from the Bullet Club or Anderson and Gallows debut, so they have a finishing move.
Wait. Did you hear Michael Cole say that they were in a club?
Yeah. he
Yeah.
said
Oh yeah, in the club together.
They were in the club. Yeah.
He made it sound like, go shorty. But like,
Yeah, I know you can find me in the club.
Yeah, popping bottles in the club.
Yep.
So they have a finishing move called the Magic Killer. Now I want to, and called by Michael Cole, the Magic Killer, which is the old. Isn't that like La Resistance did that thing? Anyway, so
one of them is the French tickler, right?
Yeah, he called it that. So let's go back to when AJ debuted, and he has the Calf Killer, which they changed to Calf Crusher. And we thought that maybe, Killer is a little too harsh for PG. So why the fuck did they change that?
Because
if we can say Magic Killer,
because Cav is like part of a body.
so we don't want to be killing something that's on a human being, but magic is intangible.
Yeah, you can kill things like a buzz, for example. Like there's a
buzz kill, magic kill.
The
yeah.
buzz.
Well, it was the. You're saying, but it was the Magic Killer in Japan, though, wasn't it?
I don't know what the hell it was, to be honest with you.
I think that was the name of the move in Japan, also. But
Right,
but
but
to your point, to your point though, they decided not to change it now, but they changed the Calf Killer to the Calf Crusher. So
Yeah, that's the point I'm making, and I'm questioning why. But Matt has a pretty. I could buy Matt's reasoning, I guess, if that's the case. But it's still stupid. But
So more about the story here. So yeah, they defeat the Usos and they start beating them down, which is the obvious way to get Roman Reigns in it and make the save. But interestingly enough, AJ Styles didn't make the save when Roman Reigns came down. So
he's got a title match to.
So he had a match, but he it just shows that he wasn't automatically on. He's on their side, but he wasn't automatically like going to have their backs against Roman Reigns.
right.
But later in the night, in the main event, of course, so now fast forwarding to the very end, Roman Reigns facing Del Rio.
I skipped this entire match. Was it good at all? Because I was just like, I do not want this. There's nothing about this match I want to see.
And there was nothing for you to see at all. And I'll actually discuss something about this match afterwards about Roman Reigns, but there was nothing to see in this match. So towards the end, they do the typical thing where Anderson and Gallows come out, cause some distraction on the ramp. Reigns gets turned around, but didn't get pinned. He kicked out. Ends up finishing off Del Rio, and then the club they come down and start beating up Reigns.
Oh my God, Boggle! It's the club.
Yeah. AJ. So they're trying to put him down, and AJ Styles comes out and backs them off, which causes Reigns to Superman punch AJ Styles. For those who haven't seen, clears house of Anderson and Gallows, and then AJ, who backed off the the club or whatever they're going to call him. He gets the phenomenal forearm in on Reigns to close the show. So I'm alluding to earlier what I said. I really liked the end of this show. I love the fact that it still keeps the intriguery of AJ is actually he's not flat out asking for help. In fact, he's backing off the help of Anderson and Gallows.
Right.
But he's going to absolutely defend his buddies and defend himself, more importantly, by giving it right back to Reigns when he receives some offense from Roman. So
Yeah, well done.
it keeps good storytelling. Like it keeps a lot of intrigue open. So of what might happen.
It's just, you gotta just not listen to the fucking announcers. I think that's like the only way to maybe the announcers are there for the idiot kids that can't look at a screen and listen to something.
What would be really, really awesome if they could find a way to simulcast Raw with announcing, and then on another channel, sans announcing. And what they do is they examine which of those two shows has more viewership.
Dude,
You're going to get the one with the announcers easily.
I don't know. I don't think that's.
I would speak as someone who can't stand this announce team. I would still much rather watch with announcing than without.
I don't know, man. I mean, when you
we go to live events, we go to pay-per-views, we don't hear announcing, and we have a damn good time.
Yeah, what
But I feel
Dennis
like
is
that's the
saying
one
is
thing missing
correct.
every time I go. You need the announcing.
I never feel like it's missing when I'm there.
Yeah.
Only because, there's really annoying and stupid much of the time, but then there are definitely moments where something is ambiguous and you're trying to figure out what the WWE is intending to get across from this, and that's where the announce team comes in.
But they don't do a good job. Like, good announcing is makes all the difference. It's so important, and you wouldn't like if you're watching ECW and you don't hear Joey Styles, you'd be like, oh, what is this garbage? What am I watching? You know. But
See, I feel like
I could watch Raw without these assholes, and I would probably enjoy it more.
I can't believe I'm making the statement, considering I loved ECW Joey Styles so much, and I absolutely loathe this announce team right now. But I feel like it's much more important to have this Raw announce team than it was to have Joey Styles.
Hey, Dennis, listen. Sean's being wrong right now. Continue, Sean.
No, okay, let me explain.
So that's what wrong sounds.
That's exactly what it sounds like, brother.
Let me explain, because I think you guys are being too narrow-minded at the moment.
No, that's okay. No, okay.
ECW, because ECW, all Joey Styles did for the most part was call the match, which was the best announcing ever. But at the same time, you could have had the same experience just by watching it. He didn't really relay much story, whereas while these guys
did, though. Listen, Sean, I know what you're saying, because you could see ECW, they're just hitting each other with shit or whatever, if it's a hardcore match, right? And it's just like, yeah, you could get the same enjoyment. Like, you don't need him to say, like, oh, he hit him with that frying pan, you know, like, you could fucking see it, right? But I've been watching the week-to-week shows, and he does a great job by himself of, like, explaining everyone's intentions, why they're out there, what's his motive, blah, blah, blah. Like, maybe you don't remember it so much because, like, on the weekly hardcore TV, he does a lot of that.
I mean,
it's all in there.
Well, for those of us who watch Lucha Underground,
oh my God,
you could
with the worst announcer of all time, Matt Striker.
You can literally look away from the screen and you get play-by-play of everything that's happening.
Believe me, I'm looking away from the screen.
You miss no beats there. And also, but by the way, we had our Mil Muertes versus Jason Voorhees this week, and you know how typically you get a match monster versus monster? It's the drizzling shits.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the big high spot on a replay.
This match was so much fun. Like, it was exactly the way two monsters should fight each other. And I had a blast watching. I was very happy. And yeah,
I'm sure that you enjoyed yourself.
I enjoyed myself plenty.
Well, we are counting down the weeks until the big I'm not watching this anymore moment.
Until Rey Mysterio wins the title. You spoiled it last week. Thank you.
Oh, well,
I didn't spoil it. I didn't say who won the title.
He said something. I predicted it, I think, and then you just spoiled it now.
Yeah, you guys keep saying.
I don't know for sure. I'm just presuming because that was the thing that I thought, because Denny alluded to it, and then you just asked him point blank if that's what happens. So
okay. Well, like I said, I didn't say who. I just said someone wins the title that makes me go, no, thank you. I don't want to watch this. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well,
so
me no Reiki.
Well, any event, announce team, no announce team, lucha, no lucha. We have an intriguing
no
setup now.
No lucha.
No bagel, no bagel, no. So anyway, we discussed this last week, of course, but now, final thoughts. What do you guys think happens? And actually, before I get your final thoughts,
well, Jerry,
I doubt that this plays into it at all, but you never know. NXT, Samoa Joe on a house show, for those who are aware, won the NXT Championship from Finn Balor. Now, of course, the rumors are that Balor could come up at any moment because he's no longer has title. You got this whole Bullet Club business going on. So let me ask you. Yes.
Okay. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. You're doing it.
Let me ask you.
You're doing the thing.
A, what do you think happens? And B, to kind of guide you along, if something happens, do you think that Finn Balor is somehow involved in any way, shape, or form?
Can I propose a buy or sell Sean?
You may propose it. We'll see if it gets... yeah, go ahead.
Finn Balor not only debuts, but shows up during the main event of Payback.
Buy or sell?
Sell.
Here we go. Finn Balor shows up.
You sell it, Matt?
Yeah.
I really feel like you're right, but in the interest of intriguery, I'm going to buy.
Because
I would sell it also. It's very.
Here's the thing. His character is so far departed from this whole Bullet Club thing. It almost wouldn't make sense at this point to book him around this gimmick that he's the demon, and actually they've begun tapping into that a little bit more. Like, it doesn't fit the scope of the Bullet Club anymore.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, and that's the problem with putting Finn Balor along with Styles, Anderson, and Gallows because, like you said, they built this up and they built him to be such a heavy character now. It would be weird to just lump him in this totally different thing.
Well, I have a couple answers for that. Well, he comes out when he's not the demon in that whole little jacket gimmick, and that usually is the look right there.
Are they gonna have him come out as the demon and like he doesn't recognize them at all and he just attacks them like?
No, maybe if he, let's say here's the scenario, right? There's a couple of reasons why I could do this. Like maybe like AJ isn't heel, he isn't working with them to like steal the title away. Maybe the Bullet Club, they're overzealous and they want his back, but Styles is the goody two shoes. He doesn't want it that way. But Finn Balor shows up during the main event and is trying to get the band back together, and AJ's like, no, I don't want it that way. So the three of them are heels. Finn is now a heel. They beat AJ down, and once again, in an effort to get people to cheer Roman Reigns, Roman gets to rub shoulders with AJ, and they are allied against the three Bullet Club guys. Now, the demon thing, just a scenario that I just came up right now off the top of my head, right? Maybe he doesn't do the demon while he's a heel, and then people wanted to beg for it, so that when he does turn face again, it's a big deal. So there's answers to everything. There's ways around things.
Again, like I said earlier, I smell what you're cooking, but
probably not going to happen, right?
Probably not going to happen, right? Yeah,
I think that's a cool scenario. I mean, I still want them to go through with the full Roman heel thing because I think it's a better look for him. But I just really feel like they're still going to keep trying to do shit to make us cheer Roman Reigns.
Which would be asinine at this point, but they've been doing it all along, so it's not far fetched at all. So.
Because Sean, let me ask you, and both you guys, let me ask you, since that first night after WrestleMania, when he came out and said that fucking phrase, which Jesus Christ, that fucking phrase is the only thing he knows how to say now, they haven't done anything else in the way to further that slow burn or possible. There's been no other little signs, nothing subtle, nothing. It's just been that moment, and then, okay, you should be cheering for him.
They're saving it up until he kills the bus full of children, Denny.
Oh, Jesus.
No, you're absolutely right. And what I was going to say about Roman, too, is like, I'm obviously a huge Roman Reigns fan. And the thing for me is, I started to say it after they really poorly booked him post-Rumble, like Rumble and post-Rumble, where I was like, oh, this even for me, this is getting ridiculous. And then it hit WrestleMania. And now it's hit this point, too, where I kind of had that little peak of, like, okay, maybe they'll turn him heel. And then, like you just said, Denny, they haven't really done anything with him that's different to make you think they're going to turn him heel or full-fledged face or whatever. And the thing I was going to say was the fact that okay, so this was another night where he didn't really have a particularly interesting match with Del Rio. And for somebody who's been, beating the drum for him, having great matches for such a long time, Roman Reigns actually hasn't had a good match in a while now. And some of that might be the people he's working with. Some of that is him, of course. I just think that like he's at a really weird plateau of where his character is at. And it's now become such a thing where he's such a tweener, I guess, because of the fans and because of the way they've booked him, that I'm just utterly confused with what I'm supposed to think or react to as far as him talking, his matches, and like I'm even struggling for the words right now because like I don't want to say stale because anybody can come out and say that Reigns has been stale for like 2 years now, but it's just stagnant. Is that fair?
Completely fair, yeah, absolutely. Well, here's what a friend of the show from across the pond, Aaron Carlton, had to say. Let's try to get through this here. Roman continues to use phrases and slogans that either make no sense or are complete horse. I don't know if he means that his voice is horse or horse shit. So
how do you spell horse?
Like the horse you ride.
Okay.
So then, yeah, horse shit.
Probably horse duty.
Like the aminal. But this angle shapes up some interesting factions. Let's hope WWE doesn't go back to dirty finish central at Payback, and we get some clean-cut endings to get those dicks hard. Explicit language.
Whoa. Well, nothing gets a good dick hard like a clean finish, right?
Nothing gets Sean's dick hard like a Roman Reigns.
Sean Jones.
Oh, did you see that? Who posted that GIF of of Roman like cocking the arm and like Vince doing the?
I know somebody posted it in the group, and then Ruckus posted it on my wall. So.
Oh, that might be the best one yet.
That was great, and for anybody who hasn't seen it, they gotta join the.
Using that Vince thing as like a meme for like when people are excited for something, but that might be the best one.
That's the best.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's gold. It's gold, Denny. Gold.
Yeah, gold. Oh, Denny. All right, cool. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Reigns style scenario.
Here we are. Here we are now.
Here we are now. Let's just get to Payback and hope we enjoy the finish of what happens here.
Here we are on the precipice of a possible Roman Reigns heel turn. Because I feel like if they don't turn him heel, like if he's not working with the Anderson and Gallows, then when does he turn heel and why? You know,
he's got to cut a promo where he says, "I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. Yes, I am." And then he does something horrible, like
yes, I am.
Kills a bus full of children.
Well, I don't think we're getting Anderson and Gallows teaming up with Roman Reigns, but who knows?
I don't think so.
Unless they do the odd thing of like, okay, well, Styles, you weren't, you backed us off, and now we're back with Reigns, or that would be the only scenario because now they beat up Roman Reigns like 2 or 3 times. So
I honestly don't even care what happens at Payback. Who is the champion? How things go down? Who's face? Who's heel? The only thing I would feel is the total wrong thing to do in this scenario with all this intrigue being built is that Roman beats AJ Styles completely clean and they shake hands and show a sign of respect. That is the only thing I feel like you're dropping the ball and stop trying to be like, look, he's all the guys you like him, so fucking like him. Like, stop trying to do that. Like, that's not what we need. That's not what we need right now, especially not with the storyline that you're building. As long as they don't do that, which I really don't think they're going to, but you never fucking know with WWE. So let's just hope not.
I guess let's hope not. So moving on, we also had Ambrose and Jericho. Ambrose killed it in a promo last night.
Destroyed it. The both of them going back and forth. That was great.
Yeah, but I'm not to sell Jericho short at all, of course. But
no.
Ambrose was just fire. Because I'm only noting that too because Ambrose has a tendency, which is still great. I mean, it's playing pro wrestler, as you say, Denny and Matt, of how he, sometimes he can kind of slow down his promos and kind of have a weird pace of almost talking normally, like not even like as a pro wrestling promo. But this was just like a straight fire pro wrestling promo of "I'm gonna get you Sunday," like classic.
I'm gonna get you, sucker. I mean, just look at the difference between the Jericho and Ambrose. The way they talk naturally, they speak. You feel like that person, that character, and that person means what he says. He feels that way. You understand his character, and then let's cut to Roman Reigns and the Usos backstage, where it's like, "Hey, Us, what you think of that? I don't know. That was blah blah blah." It's like so scripted and so delivered. Obviously, it's just
So here we go. So for both of you, I obviously just kind of ripped into Roman Reigns a little while ago because I'm fair. But we say this all the time, Roman Reigns gives these scripted promos, blah blah blah, and it's true. Why does Cesaro get a free pass?
Okay,
because
that was not good. That was
equally as bad and scripted as Roman Reigns every single time.
No, he doesn't.
And I love Cesaro.
That was bad. He doesn't get a free pass. That was bad.
Good. I just want to call it.
Granted, English is not his first language.
It's probably not even his second language.
Yeah, you can't. Probably. He probably learned all those other ones exactly before English. But the thing is, he can talk okay. It's just he got some. I don't know. I guess he's like Reigns, where they don't trust him enough to just let him speak. And maybe Cesaro, admittedly, maybe if you even ask the band himself, maybe he'll say like, "I'm not one for really."
But wait, what are we talking about? 'Cause I remember Miz doing most of the talking during that promo. And
you didn't watch it.
I'm referring to Cesaro speaking, minimally, but still speaking last night, and pretty much every other time he comes out and cuts a promo.
Which, by the way, do you notice a lot of what the Miz was quoting were also scenes that they did for the WrestleMania 21 promos?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
They were all movie quotes from the both of them. Right. They all did movie quotes, and it was just really, really stupid. I did enjoy it. I
love those. Are you kidding me?
Nah, it was just because it was just so scripted and ridiculous. It didn't feel natural.
I thought it was funny. I was thoroughly entertained. I thought the whole segment was
I
really
chuckled a little bit.
You kind of knew which ones he was going to say, like you talking to me, like and the fact that that Maurice threw it through to him and said, "Do it like you do at home."
Yeah, it was funny. I enjoyed it for what it was at face value.
I don't want to get too far. I don't want to get too far from Ambrose and Jericho, but I did love how now Cesaro came out. He's been doing the suit thing and the 007 gimmick, and he came out like James Bond,
and he shot.
with the circle around.
He did like a hand pistol. Yeah.
Yes, like the James Bond intro, and I thought that's awesome. Like giving him character, but no, Sean doesn't get a free pass. It's kind of brutal. I just wish more of these guys had the balls to just be like, can we do something else? Can we not just do this? You know?
I agree. I just wanted to bring that up.
He should have just gotten Miz's face and went, "I'm going to give you the fucking beating you deserve," and then beat him.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Just because everybody always remembers all of Roman Reigns' gaffes in the ring as far as like talking and stuff, and like, but you never hear people bring up Cesaro's fourth rope line or anything else. So it's like, I just want to make it fair.
They should all just start quoting Vince for that one line, and we'll just see how each of them delivers it. Just have AJ Styles be like, "I'm gonna give you that fucking beating you deserve."
Well, AJ doesn't cuss. He's a Christian man.
Yeah, but in this case, he does. Just think about how much fun this will turn into. Like, Paige could be like, "I'm going to give you the fucking beating you deserve. This is my house."
Oh, all right, nice. And so, like,
by the way,
hey, how you doing? I'm gonna give you a fucking beating. You deserve it. Right?
Exactly. By the way, do you laugh a little bit to yourself when you think about British people saying the word parsnip?
Yes. I never think about the word parsnip.
See, it's funny,
parsnip.
Right? Parsnip. It's
parsnip.
It makes me giggle every time.
Parsnip. All right. Anyway, Aaron Carlton, across the Ponston, says Ambrose versus Old Jericho. Not sure on that. Having Ambrose go over makes the Mania match look a bit or Jericho over is like what the fuck.
I think Ambrose, especially after losing to Lesnar, Jericho just got a big win at Mania.
I hate when when we on this show get into these conversations with the phrase, "Well, I feel like blank has to win this match because at this point."
Remember, Ambrose had to beat Lesnar at Mania,
and all of the matches
had to beat Jericho.
All of the matches that Bray Wyatt had to win.
Had to win. He had to win. He had to win them all. He had to beat Cena. He had to beat everyone.
Oh, yeah. Us saying that somebody has to win doesn't change anything. But he has to fucking win.
It just has to.
Well, then we should probably be making our predictions for the prediction.
All right, listen. If Ambrose loses his match to Jericho, what needs to happen later in the night is when Roman Reigns attempts to kill the bus full of children.
Jesus!
Dean Ambrose saves them. And you have to have one of the kids has to say, "Dean Ambrose, you saved us," and like that's it. Now we just go from there.
God, Sean? Can we? How close are our seats to Extreme Rules? We're like in the middle of the road, right?
Are you guys going to chant "kill some children"?
No, we're going to Extreme Rules. Remember?
Yeah. Okay.
So we need to
how
make
close are our seats to Extreme Rules? I'm sitting pretty far away in Staten Island right now.
Cheeky fucking bastard.
I don't know. You have the tickets. So
we need to. Actually, I don't have jack shit. I think that I have to print them up somewhere. I gotta find those. See where I gotta do that. Anyway, so we need to make a big ass sign, and it's just like says Roman Reigns, "You must kill," and then like point to a big bus of like retarded children.
Oh my god!
Or just say Roman Reigns, "You must kill," and then draw like the spirally like hypnotize thing, and like try to and maybe even make it spin. The idea is that
now, for anybody who's watching Raw last night, of course, this comes on the heels. Matt, I guess you didn't watch this because you turned it off. Of them talking about how Roman Reigns granted a wish to one of the short bus kids. And he was in the front row too, so he made a really nice gesture before getting into the ring for his match,
right?
For Make-A-Wish, and now he's killing a bus full of children on doing the job.
Well,
so
he's turning heel. Don't you get it?
That's quite a heel. That's a dastardly thing, as you guys like to say. So, okay, let's change the topic. Let's please.
They did a Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens like retrospective.
My favorite feud. I just gotta throw that in there every time.
I think that's part of the drinking game from now on. Whenever Denny says that's his favorite feud of all time.
Yes. We'll bring it up every single time.
Yeah, he usually he's consistent with this one.
Just like you bring up the sweet flavor of Roman Reigns' Samoan sausage in your mouth.
I've never heard Sean Spurge say that before.
Sean, you want to speak on the flavor?
The flavor. The flavor is quite Samoan.
Does this taste like a Samoa cookie from the Girl Scouts of America?
Just about to say that. So they highlighted your favorite feud of all time. Well, I wouldn't say that they highlighted the NXT part more than anything, but they mentioned that they were friends for 14 years, like kind of like they had it on NXT, a few months back when he turned heel.
I don't know why. Like they procured Ring of Honor images for like Daniel Bryan before in the past and like Punk or whatever. Why wouldn't they get it for this and show like
because Sami Zayn or any incarnation of Sami Zayn is non-existent prior to NXT.
Yeah. Right, Generico. Yeah, they can't show them as a team. Right.
Because I was saying, I don't know if it matters too, because they're doing so much work now with like Progress and Evolve and stuff like that for this Cruiserweight tournament. Is there some kind of conflict with Ring of Honor for some reason?
No, especially Evolve is Gabe Sapolsky, who is still like
he's still with Ring of Honor and doing the whole gimmick?
No, he's not. He used to run Ring of Honor. Like he used to be the head booker for years and years, from like 02 to like 07 or 08 around there. But he's still like cool with them. I don't think there's beef, you know.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting just because they were doing the whole Cruiserweight thing with like 3 different promotions and none of them were along the lines of Ring of Honor, and then they haven't been using any of their footage, as we just said, with this Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens thing. So I was just wondering. Mm-hmm. See if there are a couple haters.
Couple haters. Got a couple haters.
So they highlighted that Sami Zayn rolled up Rusev for the win in his match following
a roll up of death.
Package. And then Kevin Owens came out and attacked Sami Zayn as we figured might happen. So
buttons.
So that was pretty straightforward. I think this is the beginning of a nice lengthy feud. So no frills just yet. We already had a couple attacks.
I posted this on the Facebook group last night, facebook.com/group/doing-the-job, that I feel like
a brand new woman.
Yes, I feel like a brand new woman. These two need to have multiple mini feuds or series of matches over the course of the next many years, and Kevin Owens needs to win just about all of them.
Okay.
Consistently, and it's going to be this remarkably, amazingly, feely-goodly moment years down the road when Sami Zayn finally kicks this guy's teeth out of his mouth and pins him in the middle of the ring.
That'd be great if Sami Zayn didn't pin him on the go-home Raw to WrestleMania.
That's different. Tag team matches, different rules apply.
I don't think anybody even remembers that anymore.
Do you remember Hulk Hogan? Do you remember Hulk Hogan pinned The Rock in a tag team match right before WrestleMania?
Nope.
Right, exactly. I remember that.
So
I remember that.
Point has been made, sir.
So to Matt's point, and for Denny, something you always speak about, this would be a great opportunity if they decided to take that road to eventually have a blow-off feud at WrestleMania, and that's where Sami Zayn gets the big win, if they were to go down this route.
They should be in and out of... Matt says a couple of years. It doesn't work like that in WWE anymore. It's going to be
a couple of years.
Maybe in and out for the next year, and then hopefully they have a big-time match at Mania.
No, WrestleMania 33. No.
No.
Now, I think...
No.
So unlike they did in NXT, where their first match was to get the title on Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens just basically Brock Lesnar and Sami Zayn, I think this match has to be like banana ham sandwiches. Like they need to make this match fire to get everybody who doesn't know about them, the WWE audience, invested in them right away.
Banana and ham. That sounds great.
What do you guys think?
I once made a bologna and cheese, banana, and peanut butter sandwich.
That sounds remarkably... Were you high at the time?
I was 9.
Oh. So were you high at the time?
Yeah, probably.
Doesn't answer the question, Denny.
Yeah, those things are not mutually exclusive. So. Well, anyway.
So what do you guys think about that? Because they've kind of slow played them in the past. Building to a great match. Do you think that they need to have that fire match right off the bat? Because I do.
They need to have something fire and solid. It's not going to be.
I think they need to have. I think they need to have a 4-star B match.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah.
At the very least.
4-star B.
Okay. So other titles, we had a segment with the New Day.
Yes.
And the Vaudevillains interrupted them, and then How You Doing interrupted the Vaudevillains. What did you guys take away from this segment? What do you guys think of it?
It was great.
I took very little away from this segment.
I thought it was great because I finally said, I'm really tired of guys debuting. It's like, oh, it's those guys from NXT. Yeah, you know those guys. And they don't get any mic time. You don't learn anything about their character. Like, the Vaudevillains, if this was 1995, would have 2 months of vignettes of showing what kind of guys they are, their old-timey ways, that's how an over the top gimmick gets over. Is you have to show the character, like make them endearing to us, whether they're face or heel.
Well,
you know?
at least they've explained kayfabe wise that they're not confused about what this era is or anything. Like they're fully aware it's 2016, but they romanticize an older generation. Like it doesn't like
yeah,
this.
but that's how it goes now. Now it's the announcers say a line, a blurb. And that's their character. Where it's like at least when they came out for this segment, they got to speak a little and they got to show a little of like what they are about.
Well, they said we're going to party like it's 1899,
right? So
which was a cute little nod to Prince, by the way.
Well, because I knew they said we're going to party like it's 1999.
Yeah. I mean the whole thing as a whole, like
right.
That was obviously it. But
I just like how. So did something happen with a rapper or a sports player with something about respect the name or something, because they were like respect my name, and I've been seeing memes about that or something.
Yeah, something happened, but I don't know what it is.
So they alluded to that.
My question is, are you guys going to be disappointed when Big Cass becomes the next badass Billy Gunn? Because he's badass Billy Gunn now.
Yeah, no.
Like the one guy just says all of his stuff and then he gives the mic to Cass and Cass goes, and if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you.
I mean, that's what he's been this whole gimmick, pretty much. They give him a chance to talk a little bit.
Did you hear them on they did 2-parter with Stone Cold on the podcast?
It'll be PG, so he'll be a butt man. He'll be like, I'm a butt man. Meow, meow.
I like booties. So, did you guys hear they did a 2-parter with Stone Cold on his podcast?
I heard they did. I didn't actually hear it.
So they make no bones about the fact that they are the New Age Outlaws. Like straight up.
I'm glad, because another one of my calls is right away off the bat when I saw them. I'm like, they are this generation's New Age Outlaws. Kind of like when I said the New Day are this generation's Edge and Christian. So, and both of those things kind of came to light now.
Stone Cold said, "Where do you take inspiration from? What kind of tag teams do you like to emulate?" He's like, Angel's like, "Well, I mean, it's obvious that we're clearly the New Age Outlaws. Like we take like that's like the dynamic, that's the gimmick. We're like today's New Age Outlaws." Like he says that flat out, without question.
I'm glad.
When you get his name in the papers, it's Glad. Seymour Glad.
Seymour Butts?
That's not what I said.
Seymour of AJ's Milky White Christian Butts.
Are we back on that? Is that we're gonna get WrestleMania 33? It's gonna be the Butt Man Big Cass versus AJ Styles. Winner take butt.
Winner take butt.
I think that Cass has potential to be a good heel down the road someday.
He's a big guy. Big guys are always good heels. And then they're
but he can kind of work too. Like once he gets a little more polished, like he's already pretty good in the ring. Once he gets some more polish now, he has potential in that role. I feel like.
Remember Carmella?
Yeah, remember her?
Yeah, well, I mean, she said that she wants to stay down there and kind of speaking of
down
polish,
where?
She's not even down where down here. She's not even on NXT. I haven't even seen her.
Yeah, they haven't used her in the last few weeks, but who knows?
Nobody knows.
What else is lefties? Hold on, let me see what we have here. So Steve O says number one tag team number 1 contendership at Payback. When do they have the tag title match? So
Extreme Rules, duh.
My guess is either the Raw the night after or Extreme Rules.
Right.
Probably one or the other.
Do we want to talk about anything else from Raw? Do we want to talk about Lana or the Puerto Ricans had another vignette? This isn't racist because they're just showing them as Puerto Ricans. They're not even saying their names yet.
I don't.
I want to continue to talk about the women as I've done every week and speak about how post WrestleMania I'm pretty disappointed about how they've treated this division and the women in general, because you've got these 3 hours and they've done a really good job with Raw after WrestleMania so far, but they give them this little segment. Natalya defeats Emma in like less than 5 minutes. And that's it. Like you've got, you're supposed
5 minutes
to.
Women on Raw.
At WrestleMania, you treat this title like it's a main title. You change the freaking belt. You change the name of the division. You emulate the belt after your World Heavyweight Championship, which is all great. But then you go back to treating it like the way it was years past, and that's BS because you've got a lot of talent. The fact is. As I've been saying, you've got all this talent on the roster for the women too. You've got all these girls. How do you not have at least one of them, or at least a couple, I should say, in a secondary feud that has nothing to do with the title? How do you not have
exactly?
that's what pisses me off because
why isn't there another women's feud going on? Because when Natalya fails, the women's thing is a revolving door. It's the champion and whoever is facing the title, and that's it. But when the challenger fails, who is like we should have someone fresh in our mind of who's next in line. The person who's winning that other feud.
Right, exactly, and like you've got all these hot stars coming out of Mania. You got Sasha and Becky who had the triple threat with Charlotte. They're not even on Raw last night, and you've got all these other great women who can work.
Why shouldn't they be feuding?
They're not even on Raw. That's sad, because Raw's been good, like we just said, but they're not even on the show, and that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, and it's not because they're women because they have to be on the show. It's embarrassing because they're talented and they should be on the show, and they're interesting characters.
Yeah,
well, do something with them.
You're 100% right.
Totally.
Yeah, it sucks, It sucks.
Yeah.
Total nonsense. Let's see if we have anything. Nope. Oh, no, the only thing about women, Steve-O said, yay, Lana, as in, I guess he's happy to see her on TV. And he says, who throws a shoe? I guess in reference to Austin Powers. Because she threw her shoes at Sami Zayn.
Yeah, just threw them at him.
Remember when that guy threw a shoe at George Bush?
No?
George Bush ducked, though.
Like, senior or the Dubs?
The Dubs. The heel.
Dubs.
The super transparent heel, George Bush.
Oh, yeah, what a heel.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, he murdered thousands of people, so.
Are we ready for voicemails?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Mr. Drago. Looking for some pain points, baby, this evening.
What's the crack? What's the crack?
Email.
We got a lot of voicemails this week.
We need a new drop.
We do. Make one. That's your job.
I will.
Okay. I'm going to start off with the that first name on that list here.
It's Mr. Draco, and AJ Styles is going to be screwed by his brothers, leaving Roman Reigns still the champion. Because he is the champion. I digress. Good night.
What the fuck?
That's what we predicted last week, right?
What?
That the Bullet Club, quote unquote, was going to turn on AJ. They weren't going to.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what you said. Or that's what we said.
I think that's what we all said.
Okay.
But now I have this whole Finn Balor theory.
That's
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Pains Points.
Hey guys, it's Michael Payne calling in this week. I'm going to kind of keep it short and sweet here. This week's Raw was very cookie cutter for a go-home Raw. Very paint by numbers, if you will, that the dialogue was too scripted.
He says paint by numbers every week.
I really wish you'd give a little bit more free reign for that. Example of Usos and Reigns. Sometimes the one needs all, and Roman Reigns coming back with sometimes the all need one. Major groan. Really bad. I thought Gallows and Anderson had a great, really strong, good debut. With that being said, I don't really have, like I said, much for Raw. I'm excited for Payback. I'm interested to hear you guys' predictions and your excitement levels for this upcoming pay-per-view. I'm going to give this Raw $5 $1,500 boots on 10. Maybe middle of the road. I mentioned D2J Prediction League. It is open until Thursday. If you are interested, you must be a member of the Facebook group. Get in there. You're a fool if you're not already. And get signed up. I'm keeping it open until Thursday. Then that way we'll know SmackDown results for a finalized card, and I'll ship out the prediction sheet on Friday morning, Friday afternoon. Have a great show, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah, I forgot about the $1,500 boots.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was going to be a Nuggets.
$750 a boot.
When they said a boot, I really thought they were going to make some kind of Canadian reference to about.
Oh, that would have been funny. Because Canadians talk funny.
They're funny people.
Yeah, they got weird accents, and they say pasta and not pasta.
Ew.
I know, weird, right?
That's
Hello,
just awful.
DJ Universe and Doing the Job host. This is the #1 wrestling cosplayer in the world today, and the hottest rising star in professional wrestling today, Craig Laser Beam. Fourth week in a row, a good Monday Night Raw. We finally get to see Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson in action against the Usos, and I was impressed, as I knew I was going to be. Their theme song is pretty good.
that was more important to me than the actual match itself, for obvious reasons. How you doing? Also, why are they doing, pardon my language, why the fuck are they doing Kalisto and Ryback again? Like, who on God's green earth wants to see that shit again?
It's on the pre-show.
Bad.
Yep.
Again.
It's bad. You can ban me for 5 minutes for cussing. Oh, wait, you stopped doing that. Oh, that. Shit, what else happened tonight? They kind of used Damian Sandow for nothing. You know, the crowd was like, the crowd loved him. Like, he came out and put his hands up and they'll pop for him. Like, oh, cool, Damian Sandow's getting a match. And then they do the whole Ziggler and Corbin thing, and I just don't care. They also wasted Emma again, because, you know, why not bring Emma back up from NXT just to use her like they used her with the Italian dude, Santino. Just basically use her as a joke and just use her as a puppet and punching bag for Natalia. Other than that, it was good Raw. I liked the angle they're doing with Stephanie and Shane, although I think they're gonna pull a switcheroo and really give it to us on Payback by putting the Authority back in charge. I think that's what's gonna happen because of obvious reasons. And one last thing, I am glad they did a tribute to Chyna. That really had it that they did a whole vignette for her. So, end this podcast and this voicemail by saying rest in peace Chyna, rest in peace Prince, and rest in peace to Ohio wrestler Even Colder. It's been a rough week for wrestling and entertainment as a whole. So, on that note, have a good rest of your day, jobbers, and keep doing the job because I'll keep doing mine.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. They actually did a on-air tribute to Chyna.
Yeah, they did.
Took them all this time to finally mention poor Chyna.
Nice.
What did you guys think of the tribute? Have they used that song before, by the way?
I'm not sure.
I feel like they reused that from another tribute video. Which, you know, I guess that's okay. Remember when they used to use that Creed song? Like the Hello, my friend, we meet again. Didn't they use that for like a few people? Yeah. Remember Creed?
Ugh.
They were the drizzling shits.
That's the spirit.
Well, we were walking down 23rd Street with Craig Laserbeam singing Creed, making fun of Scott Scott.
I mean, the only thing I used to do with Creed is I used to sing the name, the band name, but the way the Creed would sing their own name. Just go, Creed, Creed. It's fun to do. It's
My
almost
sacrifice was okay.
It's almost
They
as,
used it a lot.
It's almost as fun as Paw Snips, but not quite.
Paw Snips.
Paw Snips.
All right, what else we got?
We got In Carbone.
ODT
All right.
Nation, don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world famous two-time hosts and feel the power. I don't know why I said two-time, because today is a Tuesday. Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Anthony In Carbone, and I am the voicemail advocate for the reigning, defending, best fan-made wrestling podcast in the world today, Doing the Job Wrestling Podcast. I'm going to try and go as quickly as I can and motor through these. I think it's maybe, I don't know if it's going to be inevitable, but I think we get a Shield versus Bullet Club type of scenario here. I'm just getting a little tired of them with this foreshadowing, and I don't know, it's kind of annoying to me. Really digging Baron Corbin. I could see him coming over as an old school type of heel, like beating the guy up, going to pin him, lifting him up, just to beat him up some more and pin him again. Caught Summer's music last week. I know my voicemail got cut off. I don't know what they're saying in her music, but it sounds like they're saying "caw" to me, maybe like a bird. Anybody catch Eddie Christian show? Thought they had a funny reference. They were eating some chocolates out of a box, and Christian describes the chocolate as, really coming on strong. You think it's going to be a great flavor. It's getting really intense, really getting good. And the flavor disappeared, and he called it a Cesaro flavored chocolate. Thought that was pretty funny. Miz really is fucking awesome. Thought that whole entire segment was pretty cool. I just like the direction they're doing, getting Cesaro involved in my favorite belt, the IC belt, because I feel that's where all the hard workers go. I don't know. I feel like there's the absence of a lead storyline. I know that we do have some stories, but I don't feel like any of them are really prominent over the others. Maybe that's the new quote-unquote era that they're bringing in. And pretty sure I could guarantee next week's main event on Raw is going to be a six-man tag between Roman Reigns, the Usos versus AJ and the rest of the Bullet Club. So got to head out. Was actually making fun of some girl at work, and she ran outside, and her foot ran over by a street sweeper, and she lost a pinky toe. Got to drive her to the hospital. I'm on the bus. I'm making all the stops. Bada boom, got a room in Carbone as you hook up. Holla if you hear me.
You made the stops?
Well, they kept ringing the bell.
So
that's all the voicemails?
No, I got one more. But
so
what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I think he's percent right. We're getting that match, that six-man tag.
Oh, totally. Actually, no, I had a question for you, Sean. A coworker of mine referenced an episode of Seinfeld where Elaine was dating someone that had the same name as a serial killer, and I completely forgot that one.
Yeah. That was the one where they went to the
Joe Rifkin.
Joel Rifkin.
All right, we got one more. It's Matty Black with Black Thoughts.
Hello, DTJ Nation. Denny Lugs is a pug who chugs drugs in a club next to a pub with a mean mug and his Volkswagen Beetle bug.
Got him.
I'm the Motor Mouth, Matty Black. You're listening to the #1 very best family of wrestling podcast in the world today, doing the job, and this is Black Thoughts. Let's begin. Number 1, Raw. Pretty damn boring show. I honestly had no interest in this week's Raw.
Glad he's being honest.
To put it best, this Raw gets a C, while all the other Raws that we've been listening to, or watching, led by Shane McMahon, get a B. That's pretty much it. I turned off the show as soon as Roman Reigns came out. On to NXT. NXT also pretty boring and underwhelming. The match between American Alpha and Enzo Amore was more boring than I expected it to be. Those are two really popular NXT teams, and they go out there and have a match like that. It was boring. The crowd was dead. I just really wasn't into it.
I agree.
That was it. He's gone.
All right.
We have no more Black Thoughts.
You can't figure out that voicemail thing still.
No, it's not working for him.
My friend, so one of my best friends, Dan Malik,
Daniel Malik.
He said that we should add to the drinking game, and anytime somebody cuts off a voicemail, they have to take a drink.
Well, hopefully not anymore. I was putting it out there to try to keep it a minute. Minute and a half is cool, but we just don't want it to really go on too long. We're just kind of hit a couple thoughts, ask a question, something that's good for a discussion that we can talk about, and then keep moving from there. Just would be a little smoother.
I thought, it was this week. This week was far better than last week.
Yeah, this week was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
That's I'm not even into it, but yeah, it's good. It's good.
You know what's up.
Good job by the jobbers, and we need some more emails. We're not getting enough emails. I want to see more people send in a bunch of emails so I can break them all down, and we have lots of little comments. It seems like, we have 2 or 3 people where I'm editing comments. I want to hear everybody add their 2 cents in throughout the course of the show. So don't forget to email Denny Lugs, M2J, Sean, all at dtjwrestling.com. Any one of us or all of us. So we can all get it. And then if you want to leave a voicemail, too, as well. Remember, keep it short, keep it to the point. 646-820-3332 is the number.
All right, you remembered it this week, the phone number.
I read it.
I was going to say, that should also be in the drinking game. Anytime Denny forgets our voicemail number.
You're the administrator of the drinking game page. You should update it.
Oh shit! I should, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, you want to? I have the card right here. You want to run it down? You want to get it ready for the prediction league?
Yeah, run it down.
Yeah, Danny, let's go. Do it.
Let's go. All right. So, this Vince McMahon segment. Oh, this should be counted as a prediction of what we think is going to happen in the Vinnie Mac segment.
Okay. So what happens? Well, we already did the buy or sell. So, according to that, you're buying that there's a brand split. M2J. You're selling that, but that doesn't actually tell us what you think is going to happen.
So I guess it's you say Shane, Steph, or a push would be that it's a split.
It's going to be some kind of a push. You can't it'd be extraordinarily anticlimactic for him to come out and say, "Well, Stephanie," and he just leaves, or
no, it's going to be Stephanie,
or the same thing with Shane, and then he just leaves. It's oh, well, that resolved rather quickly. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. I would also say some kind of a push. I'd actually, if I were a betting man, which I am, I would bet on the fact that they do some kind of thing we're talking about, kind of like Bischoff and Austin, where they both run it. But there's a large amount of scenarios because we haven't discussed Triple H either. We don't know how he's going to factor into this too.
So Denny, are you? But I forgot to ask, by the way. You said you mentioned Big Gold before, and have you heard the rumors that they want to bring back the Winged Eagle belt again for the 100th time?
I saw that picture of that silvery-looking winged eagle, but I don't believe it for a second. That
I presumed it was platinum, but
well, whatever.
The thing is, at this point, you might as well just stick with the title that you have. I have loved and always will love that Winged Eagle belt. That is the belt to me. And
yeah, but that was that era and that time. We don't need to go back to that,
But they did it with the IC. Fine. They did it with the IC title. It was great.
Yeah, but I think the WWE title has changed so much. It always changed.
But hold on a second. Before you continue to interrupt me, what I was getting at is there is something very, very legacy maintaining and nostalgic to look back 20, 30 years and see that the title that they had in the company all the way back then dates all the way to the present era, and just to say like this title is a legacy title, like this is the title, it has always been, and like you kind of fucked that up already by changing the title a bunch of times, sure, but there is something to that. Like that's part of the appeal of the big gold, even though they tweaked the design over the years many times. It's just like the notion,
are fine.
Yeah, the notion that you could say that was the same belt all those years, that like you're literally holding the same belt as Bruno Sammartino held, for example. Like the ability to say that would be really cool, but they've done away with that obviously by having different iterations of the title.
Well, I mean, we only lost an eagle when it got to the Undisputed in 2002, right?
I think there was actually an eagle on that one as well.
Oh, well, there you go. Anywho, well, the IC thing is like, it was always that, and then they made it that ugly one for a couple of years, and they just changed it back. So that's like
it wasn't. It wasn't a couple of years then. It was like a
while.
It was like 98 to like what, like a few 2-3 years ago.
It was 98 until 2009, 2010.
I think it was later.
2010.
I think
the IC title.
No, it was much.
When did Cody bring that back?
That was like
2010, 2011.
That was like 2012, I think, maybe even
2011.
Because it was because he was doing Dashing Cody Rhodes, and then remember he was Ugly Cody Rhodes. Like
I think it was 2011.
It's probably 2011. So that right there, that's 13 years. 13 years.
Right. Well, 13. Okay. Not doing kickoff show. Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Corbin.
Gotta be Corbin. And especially, because Corbin's gotten the upper hand every week except for the go home. Ziggler just got the upper hand last night on Raw.
And I feel like Corbin has to win this match. Has to win.
I feel like he has to win, guys.
Enzo and Cass versus the Villies. I say the Villies because Enzo and Cass will be bescrewed by the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, they have to have the heels fight baby faces.
I think so, right?
The New Day.
I agree with all that. Vaudevillains.
Yeah, vaudevillains.
All right. Women's title, Charlotte and Natalya. Charlotte, no brainer. Sean, you seem to be sold on this Natalya idea.
I'm gonna go with Natalya.
I definitely don't think it's a no brainer. I think this is right. This is right down the middle. Charlotte.
I think it's a brainer.
Charlotte has had this belt. Has been the champion of the Divas / women's division for a while now. They gave her she brought in the women's belt at WrestleMania, so she's the first women's champion again, I guess you could say, however you want to word it. So she already has the honor of that and being a long reigning champion, and now you have all this fuckery of Ric Flair for months, which is the gimmick, and now you're bringing in Bret Hart into the fold. And
Sean, who wins the goddamn match?
No, I'm saying though, here's all of the reasons why it's definitely not like obvious that it's Charlotte, and the fact that Natalya has lost to Charlotte every single time they face each other. So I think you're out of your mind if you think that it's easily going to be Charlotte.
Okay.
Having said that, I'm going to go with Natalya.
Okay. So you guys both going to Natalya? All right, I'll do the smart thing, go with Charlotte. Okay. Miz versus Cesaro.
Miz.
This is the one where I'm torn. Yeah, I'm really torn.
Just like Cesaro's suit, you're torn.
I think it's just going to be Cesaro. I really think he's just the handover. I'm going to say Cesaro, even though I could definitely see them just keeping it on Miz, building up his heat and this character that he's doing right now.
I think Cesaro. I think Cesaro might win it next month, but I think
I'm just going to go with Cesaro for now.
Okay,
as that being the only title that will change.
I kind of feel like Miz has to win.
oh, you doing this gimmick? All right, Sean.
I would have thought that Miz was just a transitional champion for a month, but then now they've been kind of giving him a gimmick to go with the whole thing, and they got Maurice back. I don't feel good about it. I'm gonna say the Miz is gonna win this match, and perhaps a month or two down the road, Cesaro ends up taking it.
All right, I'm still gonna go with Cesaro because I just feel like, yeah, you guys are all right about that with the character and everything, and I would normally say yeah, but it's just kind of I feel like Miz wins it and loses this fucking title so much that it doesn't even matter. Chris Jericho versus Dean Ambrose.
I feel like Dean Ambrose has to win.
Okay.
We get it. I agree. Dean Ambrose. All right, so we're both going Dean. Sean.
We're all on Dean Ambrose.
Do I even need to read Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn? Kevin Owens? We all feel Kevin Owens?
Kevin Owens.
I feel like you need to read it, but it's probably...
You got to read it, but Kevin Owens.
And
I feel like Denny Lugs
our-
has to read it.
Oh, fuck you. So Roman Reigns, we all have bought that Roman Reigns is winning this match.
Yeah,
so
believe that.
Believe that. All right.
He's not a good
Nothing
champion. He's not a bad champion. He's just the champion.
Right.
Forget the stories. If nothing else, he can't lose that title because like he'll be like the Mick Foley of champions. He'll be a 3-time champ of a total of like 10 days or whatever it is. You know?
Right.
All right. So
21 days.
it's Nuggers time.
It's Nuggers time.
Oh, are we predicting Ryback and Kalisto?
Pre-show. Sorry.
Pre-show. Sorry. Well, I don't know if Kane is going to include it in the
Pre-show.
If he does include it, I'm picking Ryback.
I like it.
Yeah, I picked Ryback for WrestleMania and he didn't win, so I'll say Ryback this time.
If we're counting the pre-show, Ryback.
Okay, Ryback.
Aha! I found a way for us all to predict it. Sucker.
Drop it.
What do you got for us, Sean?
I like it. The illusion of editing. So we also didn't mention. I was going to say Terry Crews. Apollo Crews defeated Stardust, so he got another win 3 weeks in a row since his debut. Of course. How do you feel about Apollo Crews so far in the ring?
You mean Brock Ziggler?
I shouldn't say the ring. It's like psychology of him working.
I don't like his power move. I feel like his moveset is like it's very Dolph Ziggler-y, if that makes any sense. And then to do like a power move just seems strange.
Well, this doesn't go along with psychology like I asked, but as far as his finisher, it's very, very similar to the Blue Thunder Bomb that Sami Zayn does, and it seems a lot more dangerous. Like, it definitely has D'Lo Brown's draws potential of paralyzation. I feel like.
No.
Oh, don't say that.
But, I mean, he's obviously excellent in the ring.
I mean, if he's going to do a move that lifts like that, he might as well just do the Dominator like Bobby Lashley.
No, stop. Let's stop giving every black guy has to do the goddamn Dominator.
I didn't say that at all. I just said, there's no one that does it presently. It would just be cool.
If a black guy did it, yeah, of course, we know that.
You guys are the worst.
Oh, of course we are. Okay, so he's winning.
I don't know. I haven't paid close enough attention to his psychology to really give a yay or a nay on it just yet, though.
Okay, I was in a conversation recently. I just wanted to get your guys' take. I'll ask that question down the road in a few weeks from now. I did. We talked about the Ambrose and Jericho promo. I know Denny, you've talked so much in the past about apology angles. And
yeah, I was thinking that when it first I want an apology, but like I give it the slide because he said some shit to him, and right on the spot he's like, "Well, apologize for that." That's okay. It's one thing when it's like, "Well, tonight I'm gonna have this segment. This one's gonna come out, and I demand an apology, and we're gonna like that's an apology angle where it's like later tonight there's going to be a segment dedicated to an apology.
Later tonight there's going to be an apology.
I can't stand.
Yeah, I totally agree. I wasn't offended by this at all. And in fact, I'm kind of, as long as it's on the spot like Ambrose did, I'm a total sucker for this whole thing. Like, I'm sorry that you're a jerk. I'm sorry for those boots. I'm sorry about the whole, it works. I'm not sorry about this. And he punches him in the face.
I'm sorry. I'm going to kick you in your sweet, juicy butt cheeks.
So he also had his sweet, juicy butt cheeks in the walls of Jericho on the table. So we've seen this several times for the last like half year or so, where a person does a submission move on the announce table.
I know you're gonna bring this up, and I have something to say about that.
That augments the power of the finisher. You know that.
No, it does. Here's the thing. You can't complain about this one, and here's why. Dean Ambrose was setting him up on the table to do something, right? And I also thought that it was very curious that he didn't remove one of those monitors, because then Jericho tripped him up where he landed face first on the monitor. Dean Ambrose already brought Jericho over to the table to do something to which Jericho countered and then put him in the walls of Jericho because that's where they happened to be at the table. It's not like it's not like Paige where she dragged the other competitor to the table to put her in a submission hold. It's like, well, you could have did that any fucking where. You needed to bring her.
I would just like to say that when I used to play No Mercy, I used to put people on the table and then put them in submission holds, and then I would tell them specifically that this adds to the pain that the finishing hold has on them.
I could see you, Matt, being a wrestler, and you bring someone over to the table and you put them in a submission hold, And you're telling the ref, like, ask him. It hurts more than being in the ring. It hurts more being here. It
does.
Like it's being very Jewish-like, yeah. No, Denny, I actually agree with you with everything you just said. I was just pointing it out, that's all.
Oh, no, I definitely thought of it. I knew you were going to bring that up in Nuggets. Like, I knew it.
Yeah, that's a nugget if there ever was one. I believe it was a Craig Laserbeam? It was one of our voicemails. I think it was Laserbeam who brought up Sandow. So poor Sandow, you know, they come out of commercial and he's in the ring about to have a match with Corbin, and it's like, oh, we're going to see Sandow for like 2 minutes, and we don't even see that because then he gets attacked by Ziggler.
Yeah.
So at least he was on TV. And
I like how WWE's gimmick overall is that they just fucking troll their fans.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to even get mad because we got so much talent on the roster now that you can't even say that anymore. But last nugget of the night, which I thought was funny, and it actually made me crack up. So during the Miz and Cesaro segment, the Cesaro says something, and I forgot the exact phrase, but Miz says something along the lines of, "Let me put this in a way that your foreign brain can understand." When his wife Maurice, who is foreign, is standing right behind him.
Yes. Well, they're all foreign. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Miz is American. Yeah.
So, like, that was funny.
He's from Cleveland.
He doesn't drink domestic water. That's why I got that confused.
He's from Cleveland, so yeah.
Domestic.
Right.
Domestic.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's wrap on this.
I was hoping that when we got Sami Zayn and Rusev wrestling one another, we would get a USA chant.
Oh,
that'd be hilarious because you know they love to do that dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like USA chants of Bret Hart versus Yokozuna.
Yeah, which Bobby Heenan called that one out.
Straight out,
he
right?
He was like, shows you how dumb these fans are. One's from Canada, one's from Japan.
From Japan.
He was built from Japan. We all know now he was
built from Japan, yeah.
Yes, true. But Rodney is an NOI. Rodney NOI.
Yeah.
Anyway, well.
Is that it?
We did the jump.
Yeah, Owen Hart, he's gone. He's left the building.
Poor Owen.
He left the building.
Anyway, you have been listening to the Doing the Job Wrestling Podcast.
He's not hanging around anymore.
Did you guys listen to my guest spot on the High Spots Wrestling Podcast on Friday?
No, but I will tomorrow. Scout's honor.
Okay.
I haven't.
I like them. They're very likable guys.
Cool. We should do cross promotion.
We will. And
I think we just did.
We sort of did. That's exactly what we did.
What's that information there? Do you want to give out that information?
Yeah, it's wrestlinfo.podbean.com. Let me double check that real quick just in case it's wrong. No, wrestlinfo.podbean.com. That's where you can find their podcast.
Doublecheck.com.
They have a YouTube channel and a bunch of other things. That's all linked to on that website, though. So they're just getting started. They're only up to episode 20.
All right, let's do it. Keep it going.
I was flattered. He was like, I was looking up some podcasts. I didn't realize just how big you guys were. And I was like, yeah, we're...
No, stop.
I was like, we are
really
huge.
Said that?
Yeah. I mean, we have been doing this for almost 200 episodes. Like, we're no spring chickens any longer.
Oh my God, we're doing something, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
So yeah, I passed down some. I passed down some sage.
We're doing the goddamn job.
Oh.
That's what we're doing. What the hell do you think we're doing?
Oh yeah,
what we do every Tuesday. For Denny Logs and Shawn Michaels Burge, I am M2J, and we will see you next Tuesday.